Shalom, Laha Alahayim, peace to the gods. Nawathan, Kal, Halayimla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakodash, giving all praises to He is or He exists in the name of He saves or He delivers in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do well, who I've learned this 100% truth from, who are the true leaders of all Israel today. Salutations, peace, and blessings to the Bayath Dawayad, the house of David, tabernacle of David, which are the predestined spirits of election, the first fruits after Yahweh Shai, starting with the governing body in the kingdom to come, the 144,000, 12,000 men of each tribe of Israel, and the remaining remnant, 1/3 of men, women, and children, rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of their ability, friends of the prophets. This is your brother, Tazapanya, back at it again with a quick hit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Yo, what's going down, man? You know, Passover's coming soon. We all preparing ourselves, examining ourselves if we be in the faith. I'm about to show a quick video through This is John Williams, and he says the end of New York City. Now, remember, New York City is a microcosm of all of Babylon. Why? Because New York City is a big financial sector. All right, it pretty much works in tandem with London. Okay, the one of the unclean spirits, like a frog spoken in Revelation, one of the city states. London is the main financial sector of this image of the beast, this new world order, the revived ancient Roman Empire. Okay, and London and New York is like, hand in hand, even coming down to the swag almost. A bunch of influenced by Benjamin. You got a lot of Benjamites. You see what I'm saying in London, a lot of Benjamites in New York. But the point being here is that the microcosm, because it's the whole state of New York, is a empire state. Whose empire? The Edomite Empire. Okay, going into the seven heads, right, with 10 crowns. The seven heads being the seven empires of Esau, starting with Greece, then Rome, then Germania Major, Germania Minor, France, Spain, France, then Britain. All right, and out of Britain came that eighth head, all right, which would be America. All right, and the 10 horns would be EU, which was originally the EEC, the European Economic Commission. Okay, and is in conjunction with NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is your beast. So the end of New York City is pretty much the end of America, man. There's been plenty of, quote unquote T attacks that happened in America, but when 9 to the 1 hit, it changed everything. This is how TSA, Homeland Security, the Patriot Act, all of this, because of the World Trade Center, you see what I'm saying, being in New York. So there's mad shit going on in New York. You got the mayor, all right, this puppet boule, Prince Hall Jake, that's so-called running it, giving out debit cards with $10,000 on it to immigrants. Then you got the truckers saying we not what's the name, sending our goods, our victuals, Slovakia, to New York because of the whole Trump shit. And remember, Trump is from New York. He from Queens. You see what I'm saying? So a warning was, that's why I says a warning was coming to America. So watch this. We're gonna break it down, and I'm noticing it's all Hegelian dialectic. It's all orchestrated ultimately through the left-hand side, through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So without further ado, let's get it.
John, your Mayor Adams of New York City is now paying every single migrant that enters the city $10,000 and putting on a debit card for them to be able to buy food, clothes, whatever they'd like. Really, there's no limit to how the money can be spent.
New York City, 70,000 migrants have flooded in over the past year, straining local resources.
Eric Adams' proposal is to give families prepaid credit cards that they can use to buy food or supplies.
If this is successful, we're going to expand it even more.
But when you start to look at this really closely, what you're going to start to see here is this goes a hell of a lot deeper than just New York City. This is actually coming on a national level, and it's not going to be just...
So notice how you see he's putting it up there because he knows what's up. This is nothing but a pilot program for UBI, man. All right? Universal Basic Income. Okay? And we constantly been pushing it out through the book of Psalms, saying that their tongue shall fall upon themselves. That Temanite, that Edomite, Richard Werner, okay, said that UBI, I'm quoting verbatim, is the bait for the RFID CHIP, which is the mark of the BEAST, the charagma, okay?
Migrants. This is going to be, U.S. citizens as well. We're going to see this really explode in 2024 and 2025.
They want people to be mad that people are getting free money. Because Jake is like, yo, what about me? This is why that whole reparations talk, when you're not getting real reparations. Oh, what about me? I want free money. You feel me? You look how Jake acted during the stimmies. You see what I'm saying? 2 years ago, the PPPs. You see what I'm saying? They like, yo, oh, nah, you feel me? This is why the whole time they even rocking with Eagle Face Nero, Trump. Because of free shit. Not knowing nothing comes free from this devil, man. You see, the scriptures say, trust not thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness. So what you think free money gonna come with? Death and destruction, first by cancers and ulcers, and then by fire, because you're gonna take that C-hip. That's what's gonna come with.
Look at this, for example. One source. This debit card program, if you read the actual contract, has the potential to become an open-ended, multi-billion-dollar Bermuda Triangle of disappearing, untraceable cash used for any purpose. It will give migrants $10,000 each in taxpayer money with no ID check, no restrictions, and no fraud control. Then, New York Post saying the same exact thing. Debit card program, if you read the actual contract, potential to become an open-ended, multi-billion-dollar Bermuda Triangle of disappearing, untraceable cash. It will give migrants $10,000 each in taxpayer money with no ID check, no restrictions, no fraud control.
So look, you don't need no ID. There is no restriction on what you can pay for. It's untraceable. You see what I'm saying? No type of fraud control, meaning you could commit all types of fraud using the so-called money, this and that and third. You don't think that they purposely putting that out there so that when certain things happen, then they're like, oh, well, we need to regulate this thing. And what's the regulations, man? All right. Central bank digital currency, UBI, digital ID, the RFID, chip.
Then you start to look at this, this plan with universal basic income, this 4-day work week, and all these new tax changes, these new tax laws that are going to be coming. Because
see, look, new tax changes. Woe to them that write unrighteous decrees, man. You see what I'm saying? You can't make this shit up.
How is all this going to get funded? How are universal basic income programs and the money for migrants? How is all this going to get funded? Through tax dollars.
So look, how is all this going to get funded? Through tax dollars. So hyperinflation is coming because inflation is nothing but a hidden tax, as Peter Schiff says, who what's the name? Elder Apostle Tahar told us to be following, man, on the financial news tip. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 3, real quick. Chapter 2, Salakia. I'm going to start at verse 1. All right. And it says, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. Let's read in the NLT. It says, at that time, the Roman Emperor Augustus decreed that a census should be taken throughout the Roman Empire. Census is what? You registering yourself as a slave, basically, a citizen, under the oppressor, under the authority, which was the Roman Empire. So this is Rome 2.0, the second leg of the Roman Empire. You see? And the census is going to be by you getting that digital ID, which is going to be linked to the RFID chip. All right, verse 2 in the KJV. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria, and all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. All right. So you see what I'm saying? This thing is not. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything repeating itself. So you're gonna get taxed just like the Romans did, and this is why Jake back in them days was getting tight. This is why the Zealots came. Part of it came about with the Sicarii and all of that, trying to physically fight under the Romans because life was getting hard. They was getting taxed out the ass by Caesar. You see what I'm saying? And this is what's about to come, man. Shit is about to get real. It's about to go down.
You know, how are they going to be able to fund it if people are working 20% less, right? If they're going from working 5 days a week to 4 days a week.
American workers of all ages overwhelmingly say they'd like to shift to a 4-day work week with large.
So look, if you're only working 4 days a week, that means the GDP is going to decrease, the gross domestic product. You taking out another 8 to 10 to 12 hours out of the people's work week. You see what I'm saying? Meaning you're gonna have to overcompensate through them 4 days to even get somewhat equal to what a 5-day work week would accrue with your citizens, man. You see? So that means shit is just going to increase in price because you're not producing as much shit. You see?
Portions willing to change jobs or even industries to get the perk.
The world's biggest trial of a 4-day working week has
and honestly, us in the truth, we work 6 days out the week. You feel me? The 7th day should be your rest, man. You know what I mean?
ended in success with the performance of companies largely unharmed and workers feeling healthier and happier.
How do they do it? Right. So I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to show you exactly what the future of America is going to look like and what you can do to position yourself and prepare for it.
All right.
And start acquiring assets because that's an opportunity. So look at this. This is the resources. Government gives 10K each of taxpayer money, does not require ID check, no restrictions, no broad control. Then you look at this. The words that they use are extremely important. You know, especially the buzzwords, inequality, inequity, you know, all these words. Then you have this. Chicago's migrant crisis divides community over equity, right? Equity. They say that the number one problem here in America is the, problem with inequity and, inequality and the haves and the have-nots, right? Even though nowadays it's only, the have yachts and then the have-nots, which is, the 99%. What they say is how to combat inequity. I put it right here, inequity. They say governments can reduce inequality through tax relief and income support or transfers, government programs like welfare.
Income support, meaning they're going to support you by giving you money. Yo, you can't,
Free healthcare, food stamps, among other things. Sounds very familiar to what is happening right now in New York City, right? It sounds very familiar. It takes money to make money. As the old saying goes, and apparently it also takes money, as much as $53 million to give money away. Earlier this month, the Post broke the story that Mayor Adams is giving out paid cash cards to migrants. Unusually, for the mayor, he didn't publicize this story himself and the administration for nearly a month and has failed to correct several popular misconceptions about it. One misconception is that the program allows the city to give out just $50 million to migrants. No wonder that, and it's because it's open-ended. It's not going to end, right? The old saying is, there's nothing permanent like a temporary government program, right? And so when you look at this, then you start to see, okay, well, let's look at the trends. What's actually happened in the last 3.5 years? In 2021, there was 11 cities that were doing UBI. In 2022, it turned to 82 cities across the United States. Now there's hundreds in 2023.
That's
compounded. And what I think is 2024 is going to be the federal. 2024, 2025, in that range, we're going to start seeing federal pushes for a universal basic income.
Hey, yo, see, man, and it's crazy because Elder Pastor R, he was like, he don't really see this shit going past 2025, man. You feel me? Lord willing, the chip come out this year. But the way, we don't have no past 2 years, man. When this chip hit, time is gonna speed. It ain't gonna be no great tribulation, a time of trouble for no years, man. It might be weeks, if months, man. And then boom, the missiles start flying. Yo, we about to see some shit.
As inflation gets worse and consumers start to demand federal assistance. That's what's happening.
See, and that's the exact same thing that happened in Egypt. What did all the people in the book of Exodus, when there was a famine in the land, they was demanding the government, out there in Kemet, in Mitzrayim, Matazarayim, right, for welfare to help. They was willing to sell themselves. Oh, the money faileth. Buy us and our lands. You see what I'm saying? That's the exact same thing that Pharaoh in this modern day spiritual Egypt wants you to do. He wants you to beg. That's what pray means, right? To beg and petition. He wants you to pray unto him as a God, as your higher power, in order to give you life, which is really going to come through in the form of a chip. But the water Yahweh, why Yahweh shy, that 7,000 men ain't going to bow the knee to Baal. You heard?
Packages in 2020, that was, what I think is more of a warm up. They thought it was just going to be one package and it turned to 2 to 3, and it continued to kind of, establish that relationship of dependence. That's going to only amplify over the next couple of years. Now, when you see all this is just the last week, by the way. So if you look at just recent, and then you go tools last week, you see 5 pages of universal basic income, conversations about universal basic income.
Debate for the
RFIDC
hit
with a blank page for 5, right? So all this conversation, universal basic income, has been tried over and over again. It works every time. This is where we're headed. We are headed here. But then I ask myself, how's universal basic income funded? Because some people might say, hey, this is a great thing. This is an amazing thing. We need help. Inflation's out of control. I need money. Well, most UBI plans would be funded by taxpayer revenue that would either supplement or replace their existing welfare programs. So tax revenues. Well, when the largest corporations pay no tax, right, and they have a lot of their operations offshore, and most of the tax revenue is funded, most of the tax revenue that is collected is not coming from large corporations, it's coming from the middle class. How is that going to work in a 4-day work week environment? Because presently,
you see, I just said that through the spirit. How the fuck that going to work? Niggas ain't working. You working less. You see what I'm saying? So, it's going to fight. Niggas going to make inflation skyrocket. So when the apostles is telling you, because the scriptures say it, all right? The scriptures say it. Prophecy says it, that hyperinflation is coming, man. Best believe it's going to come. You see what I'm saying? Let me get 2 scriptures real quick before we continue. I'm really trying to make this quick, but you can't quench the spirit. This is James 5. I'm going to go to verse 4. It says, behold, the hire of your laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. You see? Let's look up that word fraud. All right? Kept back by fraud. Aposterio, to defraud, rob, despoil. You see? A great robbery. That's why he always say a great rug pull is coming and you got to get your credit right, which is off. You feel me? Not saying there's nothing wrong with getting your credit right, but getting your credit ain't going to save you. As if you're going to buy the dip and then all of a sudden in the new world order, you're going to be rich like the elite. Come on, man. Get the fuck up out of here. Now let's go to, because I got the point in James 5. Now let's go to Ecclesiasticus. All right, in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, verse 8. All right, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. See, fraud, robbing, spoiling. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So it's all through the spirit. The Lord is working through this devil so he can translate the kingdom. You see that? To the elect of Israel. Call Lord Yahweh Shai. But that's why in the book of Acts it says that, you roughly paraphrasing, for in order to enter to the kingdom, we have to go through much tribulation, which is going to be the hour of temptation and pushing this chip, man, because it's going to be a time like never before. Nigga, so they was getting taxed crazy and they was wanting to violently insurrect the Roman Empire back in 2,000 years ago. Imagine what's going to happen now, man. This is why I said neighbor going to fight against neighbor. with swords in their hands, man. They said friends gonna fight against friends. There's gonna be niggas that thinking that they cool with it. Oh yeah, that's my day one. That's my ride or die. Yo, this the homie. This my man, 50 grand. And they gonna be off and booming each other like for food, man. Run up in their crib. Imagine living in the projects, man. In the ghettos, man. You see what I'm saying?
Also came out, February 2nd, right? Just a couple weeks ago. You have all these different countries doing it. So Belgium introduced a 4-day work week. Then you have,
all right, that's pretty. Let's see. Come on,
even if
man.
they work 7 days, they're still barely keeping the lights on, right? How do they have the option, the flexibility to be able to go from 5 days to 4 days, right? They're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to. What would happen is they would have to start defaulting on other debt obligations. Maybe it'd be student loans, auto loans, credit card bills. If the 4-day work week started happening, we would start to see a lot of bank stress. We would start to see a lot of credit card companies, a lot of companies going under. We would see a lot of loans just going unfulfilled. I personally believe this 4-day work week is a conversation to be had so that the universal basic income and all these subsidies can continue to kind of get rolled forward.
Which he's talking about Hegelian dialectic. So yeah, make it hard, push the Gen Z narrative. Damn, I'm working too hard. Let's have a 3-day weekend and all that. And then they give it to them purposely, and the next thing you know, they don't not making enough money because they only working 4 days. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, oh, we'll give you an extra free money for that 5th day you used to work. UBI. Oh, okay, yeah. Great reset. You want all this money? Take the MOTB.
Then we look at this. This is also, look at the URL.
God damn, 4.7 trillion?
There's a $4.7 trillion tax hike. So when you see Main Street job creators hit with 1.8 trillion in new taxes, expands the small business surtax to hit owner-operated small businesses with $650 billion tax hike, an additional $235 billion in taxes for non-corporate businesses through an increase in the top individual tax rate. Nearly 1 million small businesses organized as C corporations will face a tax rate that is 33% higher.
They go that 33.
When combined with surtax, the president's budget calls.
And then C is the third letter as well.
Calls for hiking the individual federal income tax rate up to its highest level since 1986, nearly 45%. In addition to raising taxes, the proposal also lowers tax brackets by hundreds of thousands of dollars, thereby pushing tax increases downward on even more hardworking Americans. Biden's $77 billion death tax increases will force.
Okay, so yeah, mad tax. All right.
I think inflation's going to get worse. I think interest
so
rates.
Look, you see,
this is on finance.senate.gov. And so you just start connecting the dots here. What do I think is going to happen? I believe we're going to see taxes go up. I think inflation's going to get worse. I think interest rates are going to continue to be higher for longer. And I think that we're going to see a situation in this country where many people right now that are barely making it are going to have a harder time in the coming year, 2 years, as we start to move into this place. Because without doubt, we are moving into a universal basic income. Like, it's just a matter of when. Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, Mark Zuckerberg, everybody's been talking about this for years and years and years. When you start to see all these different programs coming from migrants, just realize.
All right, so boom, right? Now we're gonna go to Steve Rand. I've been liking his videos lately.
New York in crisis, a complete shutdown. As we've been hearing, this is going viral. It's all over the news media outlets over the past couple of days that New York City is facing a complete shutdown as truckers are threatening to paralyze the entire state. And they are warning New Yorkers it's time to stock up on supplies because they will not be trucking to the state or the city of New York.
Now imagine you got almost 1 million plus new migrants that's up there. And food is about to skyrocket because no truckers is bringing food. What the fuck you think gonna happen to the city, son? Niggas is already wilding in New York City, bro. They showing video. I'm seeing videos all over the place. They find the police. Police not doing nothing because they don't want to get in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Because they done changed the laws and this and that and the third. Niggas is leaving the NYPD. You feel me? Because they're not getting protected by the courts and all of that. If they use excessive force, so they just getting beat up. Yo, They just so many New York NYPD getting beat up by migrants, bro. What you think going? These niggas is going wild. Yo, New York City. This is why they call New York City Gotham, man. Gotham City. This shit is dark. Yo, this shit, it's about to get crazy. And again, it's a microcosm. It's the Empire State. You feel me? What everybody know, you feel me? Whether you can receive it or not, whatever New York do in all aspects, the rest of the states follow. Facts. Factamundo. You feel me? So New York do it, then all the other states go down because it's a representative, you see what I'm saying, of everywhere else, man. All right? America is a melting pot, but you want to bring it down to a city. New York City is the most diverse city in the world. Everybody from Ellis Island to when all of the Caribbeans, you feel me, to the South American, North, everybody, bro. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's get that in Jeremiah real quick, because I always bring out one scripture. Let's go to it, but the one above it is lit. In Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 13 and 14, it reads, O thou that dwellest upon many waters. See, this is talking about Babylon. You go to verse 1, so that's the context. It's not ancient Babylon. Elder Yashawamba just did a video talking about how Jeremiah 50 and 51 is not talking about ancient Babylon, okay? Because it's prophecies that have never happened to ancient Babylon. It's talking about America, all right? You go in the book of Revelations, waters is the people. The seas is the people. You see what I'm saying? Even when you don't want to get, too deep with it. You see what I'm saying? But the people in Genesis came out the waters. All creation came out the waters. All right. But, going back to 51 and 13, it says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters. Who dwellest upon many waters of many different nations of people? America. It says abundant in treasures. What nation is abundant in treasures? America. Thine end is come. Who are we seeing? What are we seeing coming to an end? America's run, America's empire, and the measure of thy covetousness. You see, yeah. So America was covetousness, would covet everybody's things, man. You see what I'm saying? Want to steal, rob? That's what the devil do. Verse 14. So here's the point. In context, the Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. You see, let's read that in the NLT. It says, The Lord of heaven's armies has taken this vow and has sworn to it by his own name. What's his name? Yahweh. Your cities will be filled with enemies. You see, a lot of these niggas, they come here. Imagine when your hopes was up and then your hopes get dragged. You're gonna start hating it the most. I'll use an example. What was it? Solomon's son, if I'm not mistaken, or was it David's son? Is one of the two, and he had a super love for his half sister, which is going off. And as soon as he popped her, you feel me? He had the same amount of love he had for her was the same amount of hatred he had for her. You feel me? So so I'm using as an example now. All these nations, and especially Northern Kingdom Jake, they come over here thinking, oh, this is the land of milk and honey. And this ain't no third world country. They come over here, and especially Northern Kingdom, come to find out, you looked at just like niggas. Spanish speaking niggas. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they like, man, fuck America, man. Yo, I thought this was this and that and the third on the movies, on TikTok. They come over here, especially New York City. You feel me? Oh yeah, they about to turn up. They gonna turn up. It says, your city will be filled with enemies, like fields swarming with locusts, and they will shout and triumph over you. When this shit go down and all anarchy and lawlessness going in the streets, instead of like what's going on, America, they gonna be like, yeah, oh, it's lit, yeah, this shit is all, yeah, yo. They gonna be happy. They go like it's gonna be like the Most High gonna put a spirit on them. You feel me, to terrorize shit even more, man. You see what I'm saying? This, yo.
York. Why are U.S. truckers boycotting New York City, and will they be able to paralyze the entire city? Well, U.S. truckers, they are up in arms against Manhattan's Justice Arthur Engoron's decision to fine Trump $355 million. That is right, due to the case.
So, you know, that was pretty much the point I want to make. I'm hitting at the 30-minute mark now. You see, but we have to prepare ourselves for we are down to the wire. And I say that, you know, because the elder priest, Amawan Gabar, he's doing a video. I'm about to tune in, Lord willing, of course. You feel me? But yeah, we at the end of this thing. You see what I'm saying? Paul said, listen, those that have wives be as though they have none. Those that buy, that sell not. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth, so on and so forth. Because the things of this world passeth away, man. This shit is about to pass away in fervent heat, like Peter said, man. You feel me? Fire, more fire. I got to be able to have a little fun with it. But, you know, hey, if we are the servants of the Most High, we going to eat, man. We going to eat. You feel me? While everybody bugging out. You feel me? And that composure, which is the wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, is going to keep us stable in thy times, which is going to be the time of trouble. So, Lord willing, I was edifying to the elect. You see what I'm saying? Kwam Yasharala Baba Ball. Shalom. Shalom.